Hey, we have a very special guest all the way from Edmonton. It's Erin Mk Hill, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, this is great. And I like how your sweater matches their sign.
I did my research.
Bright. It's like the brightest thing in here.
Yeah, it's the first time anyone wore pink.
Yeah.
It's like we're just the same old black and doom and gloom every time.
I just didn't want anyone getting us confused.
That's right.
Yeah, well, this is great. And I'm glad you're here because tonight is Ladies' Night.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, it's Ladies' Night at Dakota's.
Awesome. That's
and
what.
you're the feature act.
I am.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
So you're doing
It's always
25
nice to do
minutes. Have you done it before?
Yes. Yeah,
How
my
many
longest like tight and tested set is probably 30 minutes, but
Yeah.
I'm working on building my 45 right now.
That's amazing. So you're kind of like at that moment where you're starting to tour and get seen, because I know you've done my club a few times, but I see you in Vancouver sometimes. Were you in Abbotsford or Chilliwack or something?
Yeah, last time I rolled through town, I did your show, and then at your club, I went on to Abbotsford, did a show there the day after, and then I was in Vancouver from that following Monday until I think I don't know, I'm not a comedian because I'm good at math, but 9 days later, 10 days later, whatever the Wednesday was.
So what shows did you do down there?
I did Comedy After Dark a couple times, Crumby Comedy, Underground Comedy. I was on 3 shows there, but I got up 4 times because they had a couple comics who weren't able to make it for their set, and so they put me back up on stage on my
That's all right. Get back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Just
was awesome.
rerun it, the
Just
same
close the
set.
show.
Just get up and do the same
That's
thing.
so cool. So you got seen a bunch of times. So did you book these spots without them seeing you before?
Yep.
That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
there was a couple of them, especially the more professional clubs. I would send them a clip so they would have an idea of what I'm working with. But otherwise, it was just mostly just hitting up people, sliding into their DMs, and then turned to some folks that I've met over the years of doing stand-up and asked if they would vouch for me or had any recommendations or connections. And
that's really cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool. So when you were in Vancouver, those were just spots on shows,
Yeah.
like a couple minutes here and there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I got to do. I featured at Comedy After Dark right out the gate. That was pretty nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's Susie Rossum's club.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
Oh, I always hate that question.
Yeah.
An embarrassing amount of time for where I'm at. I feel a lot of us feel that way. I
Nope.
think. No? Okay.
No,
a lot of us
no, that's very true.
really
You're gonna
hate
get
our level of success,
We've
whatever
had
it is.
everywhere from 25 years to 3 months. I think is what we've seen.
I started in 2012.
Okay.
And then, I've quit 4 or 5 times.
So knock down and get back up again?
Yeah,
kind of
lived a
thing?
few different places
Yeah.
and started over. And
That's good though. But you were a theater kid too, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a cool way to start.
Yeah.
So where did you do theater?
I started off mostly just in school doing theater, any place that there were.
What
I would sign
plays
up.
did you do?
Oh, well, I started off at Catholic school, so the first one I remember is Daniel in the Lion's Den.
That's a banger. You like that
It's
one?
exciting.
Okay.
I might have skipped that one.
Don't ask me what it was
Okay,
about.
and then you went to
I
theater
remember.
school. You graduated, went to theater
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
Where'd you do that?
After school, I went to college at Algonquin College, and I took theater arts as a performance major.
Wow.
And then after I graduated in Ottawa there from theater, I realized that I don't like Shakespeare, and I find him boring, and he just needs to get to the point. So I kind
I
of
like Shakespeare.
But don't you think that helps you with your stage presence?
Oh, for sure.
It's so crazy. The people I've noticed at his club that are quiet and live in their mom's basement and don't do anything are so quiet and meek.
Why don't you just say their name?
And
This guy's
Dave and the people that are out there and part of it, it's okay, you've done something. You could almost tell. We should do one of your shows where we don't know anybody. You could guess their background, and you could be this is what this person does. You could see it.
We talked about your theater background too, and
yeah.
you can definitely tell who has some technical stage presence training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. That's nice. But you don't like Shakespeare.
No, it's just long-winded.
What plays did
I don't
you
like
do?
Chekhov. I don't like any of the classics.
Do you remember?
Well, I remember we mostly did scenes as opposed to the full plays, but Taming of the Shrew is probably my favorite because it's the most relatable.
You'd be good in that.
Thanks, yeah.
Do you know Taming
Anyone
of the
needs
Shrew?
a
I was
cake.
a sports kid. I
Taming of the
grew up in
Shrew.
a small town. We had
Do
no
you know-
time. We did sports.
Do you know 10 Things I Hate About You with Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, Taming the Shrew is about putting a bitch in her place.
Oh,
it is almost like
It's literally that's what it's Taming of the Shrew is like.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Shut up.
stop having your own opinions.
Oh, that reminds me. After we'll talk about, but your new bit with the collar.
Oh yeah.
I woke up the other night with a perfect part for you.
Oh, good.
So we'll get back to that. I was like, oh, Dave will be able to use that.
Yeah, I got it.
And so I've only been doing this like 9 or 10 months.
Cool.
So some of the things are so to me, and then some of the things are so bizarrely dumb to me. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So it's
Well, he's got that weird thing of he started in his 40s, which is like a beautiful time to start comedy. I truly think that because you're kind of over like, oh, I'm going to be a star, and also like, but you have enough experience to like kind of have something to talk about on there. So that's like an interesting place to start. But it is. You're still starting, like everything's still new, but you've got like a little matrix in your head to run it all through.
Yeah.
Well, I find it interesting. She's restarted. Like, do you see a huge difference now before like pre-COVID?
Oh, before pre-COVID? So I started off in Halifax, and I live in Alberta now. So I noticed a difference, not only like in the timeline, but also like different cultural pockets. And same with like when I came through last time, that was my first time doing shows in BC to see how my jokes transfer from Alberta to BC.
Yeah.
And how like different groups or like regions, like, the darker stuff versus like
Political
the
stuff
bluer
doesn't hit
versus
as much as
Yeah.
Alberta.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like a big difference pre-COVID versus post, I don't really, it's hard for me to measure like based on like COVID being a catalyst for how things have changed as opposed to just where I was at in my life. Because for me, I feel like stand-up has always been an outlet for me for my angers and frustrations. And I'm a little bit of a darker comedian with like some...
Are you story-based or just plain joke-based?
It depends. I started writing jokes before I started doing stand-up. So I started doing stand-up in 2012. It's 2025 now, so that's 13 years ago. But pretty much when I finished theater school and I kind of lost my love for acting, more so in a way that I just felt like Ottawa was just very like stale and there wasn't anything that excited me. I started looking at going to clown school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and while I was on that path, I just started like writing jokes in a book.
Yeah.
Not ever thinking about doing stand-up, but just like...
Did you ever try clowning? You do some clowning?
I did some clown workshops,
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
You should do it in stand-up. Just totally get up there and be a clown and do it.
Where did you do clowning? Like, what did you do?
I did like various workshops in Ottawa with different companies. One of them, they're a Shakespeare company. I forgot what it's something of Fools. It's been over 10 years, but
sure.
I did extra courses that the city offered in like various companies in Ottawa.
Well, that's so interesting. That's interesting. I love the idea of clowning because it is like I've obviously done quite a bit of theater stuff as well, so I know a little bit about clowning, and like it's like the rule of clowning is very similar to stand-up in some ways, like that idea of always putting yourself low, low status, super low status, and keeping that low status, and everyone's higher status.
Yeah.
And it's like when you learn that from clowning, you go like, oh, that's beautiful for stand-up. Right? Because it's always like if you put yourself lower, then everyone can have fun laughing.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're like, I'm so smart, right? It's like, it sucks. Like no one wants that to happen.
The punching down's not as good
no one wants
as when it's on you. It's like...
Yeah, and people can punch down in comedy, but you have to be like a clown or like Shakespeare, you have to be the fool. Mm-hmm. So you can be the guy who's punching down, but everyone knows this idiot.
Yeah, you gotta be the naked emperor.
Yes.
Everyone's like,
he doesn't know. He doesn't know he's a moron. Yeah. So clowning would be such a good way to start comics because you learn all those things, right?
Yeah.
And like and then so much of it is just your body and sounds, and you're not really talking that much. Like a lot of clowning is quiet.
I've got a Pikachu mascot suit coming soon. I'll have you in it out there dancing on the street in no time. You'll be...
Well, you don't see it much either.
There's also different styles of clown too.
Yes.
So like my style that I resonated with more was like a Buffon clown. So if you're not familiar with Buffon.
I am actually because I did theater. So you're the odd one out.
I'm the Buffon.
Oh, you don't know Buffon?
It's like...
Sorry, I don't know him. What team did he play for?
He retired.
Yeah.
It's like, I think like a translation's like God's bastard children.
Yeah.
And I think one of the more mainstream examples of a bouffant clown is Borat from Sacha Baron Cohen.
Okay, yeah.
Who actually met his wife in clown school, as far as or ex-wife now, I guess, Isla Fisher. May they rest in peace. But yeah, from my memory, I believe they both met at a clown school in France, and yeah, they studied bouffant, which is like God's bastard children. So my clown style was more like a grotesque, like, and it's not like,
Well, that's what bouffant is. It's like bouffant was started in like I think, well, France, but I forget, like hundreds of years ago or whatever, right? And the idea was like there's always a lot of people that were born with like deformities, and they were like homeless and they lost everything. They couldn't do anything, right? And so what they did was they took those people, and then rather than like shunning them, the whole idea of bouffant was to celebrate it.
Yeah.
And it was so you would take
like the freak show.
Yeah, you would take whatever thing about you was the most grotesque and you would celebrate it, which is the opposite.
Yeah.
So if your arm was cut off and you had a stump, you come out and you'd be like, yes! Like that was it. It was like, you like this? Ooh, and you'd like show it off and like
that's unnatural.
and that was bouffant, and it's beautiful when you watch it. It sounds like so simple, but it's like when you see all these people that otherwise would live under a bridge suddenly being like the star of the show. It is beautiful. It is wonderful to watch, and that's what bouffant is, and that's that. But there's so much of that translates to stand up, right? Where you're like, and it translates to all show business, because you look at anyone who's on stage, as soon as you take the thing that makes you weak and you make it your power, it's like so powerful, right? Like even contemporary example is like Eminem, right? In that roast battle in 8 Mile, when he's like, I do live in a trailer park, I do live with my mom, and everyone's like, holy shit, right? Because he turned it, and it's like, that's what it is. That's what bouffant is. Like, I am disgusting. I do live under a bridge. I am like deformed.
Well, my favorite stuff to talk about is being the fat white guy up there and this and that. And it's so easy to
And that's what they love.
You could pick apart yourself and feel love it, and they jump on you. Well, we just had Jared on.
Yeah.
And he plays that character so well.
Yeah, Jared owns it, and right off the top, Jared even says like it's okay to laugh.
Yeah, he wants you to laugh. He doesn't want you to feel sorry.
And you know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
Jared Nathan. So he's like, he owns it, and that's like so powerful, right? Because if he doesn't, then what do you do?
Well, you feel like there was the lady sitting beside us watching. They're like, they kind of felt like awkward. I'm like, it's okay. Like he wants you to laugh with him.
I always think it's so funny. Like I have a lot of dead dad jokes. I do, and there's certain subjects, even when like presented at a comedy show, where everyone in the audience enters that room knowing we're here for the jokes, and then all of a sudden someone's saying something that's like taboo or like socially unacceptable to laugh at in a normal everyday setting, and they hear these things from this person who wrote them themselves and actively decided to talk about them on stage to everyone, that there's people in the audience going, ooh, I don't want to make them uncomfortable if I laugh at this, versus like the comic is actually like, I'm so uncomfortable that they're not laughing at this.
Now that I've done comedy for so long, I always just like seeing the opposite now. I would love to see someone do like a dead dad, like a whole show about my dead dad, and then at the end they're like, my dad's not dead actually.
I just wish he was.
They're just like, I just think it's so funny if he was. Just like playing people crying and all this stuff, because there's a lot of that. There's a lot of like, well, not so much in Canada, but that's a big thing in the UK, is like having these like morals and stories because of
an
the
emotional
fringe.
Journey.
Yeah, they'll do like a fringe. They'll be like, here's the journey of my intestinal cancer, and they'll make it into a fringe show, and that's like a real thing. Get used to it, dude. It's coming. That's the future of stand-up. It was for like a while in the UK, to the point where there were certain comics at the top who were like just shitting on it because they hated it.
Yeah.
Because every time you go to a comedy show, you'd have to like feel. People were kind of over it. Yeah.
Feelings are overrated.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why we do it. There's a lot of dead comics. They need that space to say.
Yeah, some of the stuff that you see comes up when people talk about it, or you're like, I never thought we were going to talk about that tonight, but here we are.
Here we are. Yeah, exactly.
We go. Yeah.
And it's such a fine balance too, because you can see comics who aren't very experienced figure out how to talk about like these hard, deep issues that make the audience uncomfortable, and can do it in a way that like, there's some levity in the room, and like they can break tension and everything. But then, you can see a comic who's been at it for 30, 40 years, and if they haven't learned along the way, because time doesn't always mean quality, and vice versa, like everyone in the room just gets so uncomfortable. And so there's certain subjects, like the dead dad stuff, for example, I've had to learn over the 10 years, I have to give the audience permission. I have to say something to say to them, I'm okay, you're okay, my dad's not okay, but it's fine. It's fine.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But there's also like the temperature, I guess is what you were saying. It's like the whole group kind of goes along and they feel this and they take in that energy and that like standard.
Yeah.
And they move forward. And if you started stand up a long time ago and you kind of gave up learning or whatever and you're just doing your thing, you can miss out on it. And there are things that like a whole group will learn and they won't even be able to verbalize it. They won't even be able to say what the temperature is or what they do on stage and to be able to describe it, but they do it well because they're around it all the time. Like if you're going to shows like 4 nights a week and you're watching people do stuff, you're going to take that stuff in, and whether or not you can articulate it doesn't matter. Like you learn all the lessons, and then when you finally write jokes, it's like you don't realize, but there's like a filter, huge filter that's been developed over the 9 months or 10 months or whatever you've been doing comedy that's going to determine what you write.
But there's a lot of people that just don't care. Like Jesselnick just gets up and says,
but Jesselnick,
whatever.
Jesselnick's a genius though, and he's like,
he's the only one that makes me really kind of sometimes uncomfortable, which is so funny because some of the stuff I say, and then when I listen to some of the shit, I'm like, what am I listening to? I just can't. I don't know what it is.
I love Fire in the Maternity Ward.
Oh,
like, have you lost weight?
Oh, it's just like some of it is.
He's really good.
Yeah.
And there's lessons you can take from the top guys, but you can take lessons from any of the top.
But you have to be a special type of person to get up and deliver that for an hour.
And I think people need to remember too, like, where he's at now, it's great, obviously. Like, he's been super successful for a long time in his career, but he started somewhere where, like, I'm sure he went into these rooms and he said these things, and he had to learn, like, how to, have that courage of conviction that gives the permission, or directly say it through words, like... Yeah, there's like an energy he cares of like I don't give a fuck, you're on my time. But that comes with like confidence over the years, and like he would have also had to eat shit many times and find his audience.
I've got a lot of stories about Katie, and when I tell them, it's almost like people, like when she's in the room and people are looking at her and she's laughing, they're fine. But like if she's not there, and a couple times I've got into a story and it's almost like, oh fuck, like they're thinking I'm the biggest asshole in the world picking on this person. But when the person's in the room and laughing, it's so much easier. Like how many times I could always talk about trailers or whatever, and Dave's sitting there laughing his ass off. It's like everybody else feels comfortable. But it's so interesting.
But that's an interesting one though, because like that's one of those ones where it's like such we all laugh about it, but it's not shitty enough to feel cruel. Right? Because we live in a country where if you have anywhere to sleep, you're lucky. Trailer park doesn't have the same like sting as it does in the States. Where like, oh, they live on the wrong side of the track. It's like, oh, you live in a trailer in Kelowna? Lucky.
Like people were living out of vans on purpose.
It was so funny. A couple of weeks ago, we were sitting there side by side watching a show, and like somebody had like a punchline about trailers or whatever, and he's like, isn't it funny? It's like, my house is a punchline, a joke, and my brother's here and he lives in a trailer.
But it's like the funniest thing to me is like when comics talk about it, they're like, and then I could live in a trailer. I'm like, dude, you live in a basement with 4 other dudes. You wish you could live in a trailer.
But I think people find whatever you can to relate to. The relation to the crowd makes so different.
Especially if that's like a touchstone. Everyone knows that that's a punchline, and then everyone knows that Rutland can be a punchline, like in Kelowna and all these different things. And there's ones that can be, and ones that can't be. There's like some that are too far off, right, where you feel like you're being a jerk.
Well, with the two, like
everyone can make fun of homeless people. That's the thing.
Unhoused.
It's the unhoused now. Pedophiles and Nazis are free game. I think we've talked about that before.
Pedophiles and Nazis.
But it's like nobody's defending them. There was the 2 lesbians sitting front row on Thursday night, and I was amazed at the amount of people that kind of got up and tried, but they weren't prepared.
Those girls stuck around for 2 shows.
Was this an open mic night or?
No, it was
Jared's show.
Because we canceled open mic. So we canceled open mic because Jared Nathan was there. So we had Jared Nathan, and then afterwards he's like, oh, we'll do open mic afterwards with like the 10 comics that were stuck around.
Stuck around there.
And so the people had already watched an hour and a half. And so they were like, and there was these 2 lesbian girls in the front who were good, but they were being there for 2 hours.
Yeah, and they were doing whatever they were doing. But it was funny what some people try to like almost force a joke because they were there, and then
it's funny to watch Kyle because Kyle got up and he's got a lesbian sister, and he's like, I've got all this lesbian sister material, and they literally just went, man,
they turned off on him right away.
But that was just I think mostly because it was late. I mean,
Yeah.
if you got there at 6:30.
They were loving Jared's stuff. Like they
Well,
ate
Jared,
that up. And
Jared
then,
crushed.
and then they got up and went to the bathroom together, and he's like, "Oh, I thought the lesbians were loving me or something."
Yeah.
And we all thought they left, and then they came back, and then he was kind of like all happy again.
Yeah.
But in that room, it's weird because like the front row is really only like 2 or 3 tables there.
Yeah.
And then if they're not full or not right, you're kind of like, I don't know. It always feels
Well,
weird up there.
do you notice that when you're in other places, is the front row hard to like fill up? Because I don't go anywhere. Like, do you notice at other clubs that people don't want to sit in the front?
Or if they do, they're dickheads.
Yeah. So one thing I notice with like certain clubs, and I don't know why they do this. So generally there's like a door person who seats people, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand these door people who are like, where do you want to sit? Like, no, put them at the front. Fill the front of the room first, then work towards the back. Don't just be like, we have plenty of dark corners for you to choose from if you so prefer.
Yeah.
Like, no, I think the job...
But it's even hard when you tell people to sit in the front and they go, don't talk to me, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
Sometimes you'll
you'd
have,
rather
like-
those people not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll have like it's almost like a weird like buffer space of empty tables, and then immediately after everything's filled, and it's like you guys are still just the front.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you noticed this.
Yeah.
But there's no one in front of you, so
Do you
are
talk
the
to
front.
the audience or not?
It is something I am working on, but in general, I avoid crowd work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I'm trying to get a little more comfortable with. I'm a very type A person.
Yeah.
And especially coming from a theater background, I feel there was so much training growing up of know your lines.
Yeah.
Like you can't ask anyone else to help you. You don't call line on stage during a play. You figure out how to fill it in and power through. So I was so used to just like, this is all on me and I am the captain of the ship and I decide where it goes, that the idea of engaging with someone in the audience, it is like too dangerous. Like I'm giving up way too much control. I don't know where it's gonna go.
Really
what if I can't date? And then I also, again, back to like comedy kind of being an outlet for my frustrations.
Yeah.
I'd like to think in day to day, I'm a very nice person who's easy to get along with. When I'm on stage, it's like that switch flips and I'm in like performance mode and I have my stage persona on and like she is so much meaner.
You said you were trying it though. You said you were
I'm trying.
So it's a
but
goal. Is it a goal to do it more? Or not?
It is a goal. I'm also trying to get better at hosting, and I think engaging with the crowd really helps you be a better host. So I'm not necessarily trying to get better at it for my stand-up set, but I am trying to get better at it to be a better host and open up more
really
work
cool.
opportunities.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about it on the show, and he knows where I'm going with this. But like, so if you don't like dealing with those people and talking to them, how do you deal with the hecklers?
So I guess I've kind of been lucky with hecklers in the way that I've never had any of them like put me down, and pretty much any heckle I've ever had has either been someone who is just like overly supportive to a point where I'm like, shut the fuck up, you're being obnoxious.
My mom.
Or there's that other side where I still look at it as like an intention of support where they think that they're adding to a punchline. And my writing style, my humor is very misdirect based. Like Anthony Jeselnik's one of my biggest influences. Like I'm very much, we're going this way. And so a lot of people think, oh, this is going to be the punchline, but nope, we went that way. And so a lot of my hecklers are people who like get excited and they shout out what they think the punchline is so they can join in the experience and be funny too, and everyone in the room will champion them, and I'm like,
do you have people
you fucking idiot.
Do you have people that come like to see you several times?
I've started to get going,
And then they know your punchlines. Does that suck? Or do you write new stuff for them?
If it's a smaller venue, because in Edmonton right now, I moved to Edmonton about a year ago. Pretty much every night of the week, there's at least 2 shows right now. Some 3, and if it's a monthly happening, sometimes 4 that give you an opportunity. So there's lots of stage time, but there's definitely some people in Edmonton who are incredibly passionate about stand-up comedy, but not comedians. So they're almost like part of the group hanging out at some points. And you know, if you see like Amy or you see James at a show, you're like, oh, good, someone's gonna laugh for sure tonight. Even though they've heard these jokes a million times, James loves my bitchy grandma jokes, and Amy loves the I hate my life jokes, and great. So I don't think it's.
That's good to have.
Yeah, when they purposely come to see you, it's because
you're
they
the best
enjoy.
Supportive. You can hear his laugh all the time, just cutting through sometimes.
I think maybe there's something in it for the regulars where they almost feel like they're on the joke, right? Even if they know the punchline, they're like, oh yeah, I know this
It's fun if you change it up sometimes, though, because even Katie will be like, that's not how that was supposed to go. I'm like, but I get tired of telling that, or what you want to switch it up a little.
We have another guy. We have one of our comics who hasn't been on the podcast yet, but Scott, and he's got a memory for everyone's jokes. He'll remember everyone's jokes. So if you're ever how did that go? You can just ask him.
And he just
it's crazy. He's like an encyclopedia of everyone's jokes that they've ever told. Sweet. He'll come up to you and be like, "Why don't you do that joke?" And you're like, "I did it once."
Is he a comedian? Or?
Yeah. He's just one of these guys who can memorize everyone's
I've been
jokes.
slowly writing everything down.
Yeah,
and before I started, kind of thing, I was writing stuff down, and now more it's I come up with stuff as we're there, and then I go home and write it down. That was good.
And that's one of the nice things
actually writing it down.
That's one of the nice things about doing stuff on stage, like improv and crowd work and stuff, is you literally can come up with new stuff on the spot, which is refreshing. We have. Do you have? Okay, so you got this show tonight. Do you have anything else coming up?
I'm just in Kelowna for the show tonight. I'll be back in Edmonton on Monday, and then I think I have 3 shows next week. On the Wednesday, I'm headlining at the comic strip. On Tuesday, I'm headlining at the comic strip for the Pro-Am night. On Wednesday, I'm headlining at the comic strip for, I think it's Star of the Show that night. And then on Sunday, I'm at a pot lounge, and I think I might have something in between.
That's awesome.
So are you doing this full time now?
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I got laid off last year. I was working oil and gas like a good Albertan. And I went on EI and I was like, well, I've got some savings and I have the safety net. I'm going to try 1 year of fully committing and see where it gets me. So
that's cool. Awesome. That's amazing. I don't know if you hear it enough, but that's amazing.
Thank you.
Because there's so many people who never try, right? It's so easy not to. It's so easy to be just dip one foot in.
Yeah.
Your whole life. But to really go at it is so cool.
Yeah,
it takes
terrifying.
A lot to be full time committed to your hobby.
Yeah, it costs a lot.
Because
when I jumped in sports cards and stuff like that,
everyone
was
like,
doing this, and
that's for kids.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's
that's
an
not
idiot.
a job.
Yeah, and then they start seeing someone, they're like, okay, maybe that's a job. It's
Pokemon.
We do a show in Edmonton at Sherwood Park every year, and we do it in the spring. If this one that I'm part of in Toronto goes really well, I guarantee you we'll have 50 to 100 people or more that we could maybe do something in the spring. That'd be super fun to do a show there.
When you were here last time, you got my book?
Yes.
Okay, this is the part of the show.
You're right at around your time. You're a little early, but
am I a little early? But I have to go.
Oh, is that what it is? Go to the bathroom or go to the show?
No, we have a sold out show, early show sold out.
Oh, okay.
I got to meet Reza. So, this is the question. If you had to kill me and you had to get away with it.
No, the first question is, did you ever read your book?
Oh, yeah. Did you read my book?
No.
Can I kill you?
I'm keeping track at home.
No one reads
because only one person's read this book.
That's not
But
true.
if you have an uneven table at home, this is perfect for it.
Alex read it.
One guy did. It's a very good book. We bust Dave all the time. Okay. He's got a whole house full of them.
That's true. It's so weird. I found out after how many you should actually order. I found out how many.
Not a spare bedroom full?
Dude, I ordered so many because it's just like a Slurpee. You're like, oh, extra large is this, and then for 2 cents more, you're gonna have twice as much, right?
Yeah.
So I kept on getting more and more copies because I'm like, I'm not an idiot. Now I have so many. But then I found out how many people buy books.
Yeah.
The best, if you crush it at self-publishing, if you just top tier is 300.
What?
Yeah, that's the top. It's nuts. No one reads.
I feel like if you want more comics to buy your book, you got to make it out of rolling papers.
Yeah,
comics don't have money.
Comics don't have money. You could give it to them, they wouldn't read it. Okay,
they leave it. He leaves 2 out and 3 are there when he gets back.
Yeah. So here's the question: if you had to kill me and you had to get away with it, how would you do it?
Easily.
Oh, okay.
Next question.
Okay, how would you do it?
Can we turn off the recording?
No. This is good.
No, because one day he's gonna turn up Ed, and they're gonna come get all this evidence from me, and I'm gonna be like, "Who was this?"
I've learned a thing or two over the years from Murder Podcast and dating RCMP. What I would first do. Like, there's nothing funny about this, but I do have a plan. Okay. It doesn't have to be you, but I know exactly what I would do. Yeah. So dismember, drain the blood, burn everything in the fire, and then scatter the pieces throughout.
How do you get him? Where are you going to get him and just kill him?
You just started with cutting me in the parts.
Is he just going to show up cut in parts? How are you going to seduce him?
So like, how am I like reeling you in here?
Yeah, where do you
well, that comes down to like the classic rule. Know your audience. So I would probably say like, hey, let's write together, classic. Or like, hey, I have this idea for a festival. Why don't we meet up and like we can plan and organize and like come over to my place, and then I give you the wrong address. Come over for a free burger
or something. He'll be there.
Yeah, but I can't bring him to where I actually live. He has to like think that I live there, but it's got to be totally random. Yeah. Like, I don't know, Erin lived in this abandoned warehouse,
covered in plastic.
Yeah. Just walk into your kill room. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, I grew up around a lot of old people. Everything's covered in plastic. Okay. It's fine. Don't make it weird.
My aunt was a squirter too.
And then. I already knew that. The alarming thing.
Okay, so I get in there.
So I get in there, and then I got a blitz attack you at some point.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty quick.
Yeah, so I'd be like, "Look at the roses," and then just boom over the back of the head. Yeah.
With a hammer or what? That'd be good.
I don't know.
I guess it could be a lot of things.
You really gotta hit you though, because what if you get up? You're a bigger guy.
Well, you gotta have like an ice pick or something where like it narrows the edge.
So right to it, so it's not getting up.
Yeah, it's actually like it's.
You gotta make sure you get rid of that weapon too, and you don't have your cell phone with you at the place.
Yeah.
You don't want to be there.
Yeah, track my location. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely. Cell phones are stopping a lot of killers now.
I have 3 phones that I use on the regular.
Oh, geez.
Because one of them.
You're a drug dealer, not a comedian.
Yeah.
Well, if this doesn't work out. But I have like my regular phone, and then I have an older phone that has an app on it for jokes that I can't download on my newer one. And then I have like an older phone too, where I play like my games on it. So 2 of them aren't connected to the internet unless it's like Wi-Fi at my place. So I think I could probably use one of those.
Get away with it. So you cut me in a bits, burn me in a barrel, spread the bits all over the place.
Drain out the blood first before burning you.
Oh, why is that?
So that goes down the drain.
Why do you drain
So
the
it's
blood
easier
first?
to like lift your pieces, and also burns quicker.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and there's less DNA left behind at the sites where they would find you.
Dealing with the pro.
Where are you gonna put his teeth?
Thank you for asking.
Put them on my necklace with the other teeth.
First off, you break them apart.
With my dead dad.
You got to break them apart separately. Like, take them apart individual so that dental records are harder to track. I really don't like that we're filming this right now. And same thing. Like, burn them and then separate locations so that they can't get like a full dental print. Yeah.
Well,
and if they don't fully burn, then that's
regret asking you. How's that?
Still better. Some of the ones were really bad.
Yeah, this one.
Somebody Keller had him naked in the river. We were choking whole. I don't know what was going on.
Being gross,
both of them naked?
Yeah, we couldn't figure that one out.
I'm gonna wear my clothes. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna die, so it doesn't.
You don't really care.
I'm like I'm anemic on and off. I get cold easily. Like I don't want to be cold while
I want you to be comfortable while you murder me.
Okay?
Is there anywhere these guys can follow you?
Erin Mk Hill on Instagram.
There you go.
Yeah, unless the cops
just
ask
follow
after
around
that
your car or
conversation.
something. Okay.
Thanks very much, guys.